All right, if we take a look at the first question in 2.4, they want us to write a code to input a number and print the square root. Use the absolute value function to make sure that the user enters a negative number. If the user enters a negative number, the program does not crash. All right, so we've got a few things going on here. Now, you should have watched those videos at the beginning and at least attempted this question already. Now, they do give us the hint. They give us the reminder that we will need to import the math function. So import math. All right, so we're going to have an input. So we want a variable. I just call the variable A. Now we can have them input an integer or a floating number. I'm just going to go ahead and go with integer. I'm going to use our parentheses. This is an input. Then we use parentheses again. Now we use the quotation marks. We want to enter a number. And I always put a space after that just so the number doesn't go right up next to my sentence. All right, now we've got a few things going on with our output. So our output's going to be print. We use our parentheses. All right, this is a math function. Then we use the square root, the SQRT. That's the square root, so we're going to take the square root of a number. But then we also need to make sure that we get the absolute value of the number. So we're putting another function in here. It's a math function. And they even have it right here in our menu, the FABS. And we put in our variable. Okay, so in this one, we're inputting an integer. We're taking the square root of the absolute value of the number they put in. So if I run this code, I'll enter a number, let's say, well, they want us to go with a negative number. So if I do negative 16, I get 4. All right, now let's take a look at the next question. Okay, here they're saying, write a program that accepts a number as an input and prints just the decimal portion of your program. It says your program should also work if a negative number is inputted by the user. So in other words, if somebody puts in 6.375, they just want you to print out the 6. All right, on this one, we're not really doing a math function, so we don't have to put the import math on here. So I just use the variable A equals. Now here they're putting in a decimal number, so we're going to use the float. Then we use parentheses. This is an input. So we always have to type our input. Use my quotation marks. Let's enter a, let's see, enter a number with a okay. So we want to put in a number with a decimal. All right, now we want to look at just the integer value. They put in 5.635. We just want to look at that 5 that's in front of the decimal. So I'm going to say B equals just the integer value of A. So whatever they put in for A, we're just going to look at the integer value. And it doesn't round up. It just looks at the number in front. So when we put in the integer in there, you know, if we've got 5.97, it's still just going to give us the 5. It's going to give us the integer of the number, not rounded up. It doesn't do any of the rounding. And so now we just subtract the integer from the number. So I just say C equals, you know, I just say A minus B and then we're just print C. Okay. So let's enter a number here. Let's say 3.876421. Okay, so we got our 0.876421. And I'm not sure why it added all these zeros on the end.